They're on the board.
Yeah, the heaviest fish, doesn't matter if it's a brown or a rainbow.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, we start on Saturdays.
Okay.
My heaviest for Saturday is 833 grams.
It's yours.
No.
Ours is 1288.
Yes. 1288.
Yeah, well, you've got the biggest. You've got the heaviest.
Brown, of course.
Brown, and it's John.
John Chapman.
Yep.
And that's worth $25.
This is taken from one of the cabins. What do you think, Brian? Do you think there's a bit foolish to be doing this time of day?
Yeah, I think they should be very careful they don't get a fire in their boat
Yeah.
because of the rain, you know, and
They'd be fully loaded up with all the fish they've caught this morning, you reckon?
I think they've had an excellent morning. I think they've really sort of bagged out. And if they have, you'll see they'll do a circle.
Yeah.
There you go. You're in a little boat. If you're in a little boat, you sort of sit in a vortex.
Oh, yeah.
It becomes quite dangerous.
Now this is the circle of indifference. The end of the Buckendeera trout season, or was it?
The fishing competition.
The fishing competition of 2004.
I think they were only at half throttle then.
Yeah.
They didn't seem to be going that fast, did they?
No. There's a couple of lame ducks here by the look of it.
And I think Yap Yap looks like he's going back to retrieve his passenger. Must have been thrown out on one of the turns.
Yeah. That's Yap Yap, is it, down there?
That's Yap Yap in the big
Oh, the
boat,
white
so-
one, yeah.
And here comes Frank to retrieve his carp, I think I'd suggest.
Yeah, there goes Yap Yap. The end of another season. Hey Brian, this must be a fantastic day for you today, having won the 2004 trout fishing competition for the Melbourne Mexicans. Can you tell me a bit about how you managed to outsmart all those other guys?
Well, it was basically, it wasn't that hard because like they're pretty lazy, like they don't get up early in the morning, they don't really try that hard. You know, I usually get out around about 4:30, get on the water,
Yes.
you know, and I go out. It doesn't matter if the wind's, you know, howling at about 100 kilometres an hour, we still go out.
Yes, I heard you were taking breaking waves over the front of the boat
Right
there.
over the top of the boat the
Yes.
last time. We had the build pump going all the time.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
I don't know what, there's only one or two down there that ever really put in hard. And,
Yeah. So you think it has a lot to do with professionalism and devotion to fishing?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's just the way that you approach fishing generally.
Yeah.
You must have the right equipment.
It is a bit of a pity about the half-hearted attempts some of them have made trying to upstage you.
Some of it is absolutely pitiful.
Yes.
People like Alan Latham never ever tries.
No.
You know, like
No.
he'll sit out there and drink scotch all day on his boat.
Yes.
And then there's Daryl, if he
Yes.
gets out of the water that's any deeper than 3 feet, he gets panicky.
Yes, he's been known for that sort of thing, bit of a wimp, you know, a bit of lightning around the ears and all that sort of stuff. He just backs off, doesn't he?
That's right. The last time I was out in a thunderstorm and the lightning hit the ground about past the base, Daryl took off like a frightened rabbit. I mean,
Yeah.
what can I say?
That's when you caught those 4 rainbows, was it?
Absolutely. John
Yes.
Chapman had a great day with
Yeah.
me.
Yes. And I believe John was pretty impressed with the courage of you and your crew there to avail yourself of even the worst conditions for any opportunity to catch.
He actually, John Chapman actually wrote to the television station and tried to get us put up on the
Yeah.
newsreel because of the sterling way that we stayed out in
Yes, well, thanks very much for your time, Brian, and I'm sure you're just itching to get back to fully born, flat-out fishing.
I know, it's very hard work up here at the cabin at the moment. I have to do it like that. And I'd like to say I appreciate you coming over here on a day like this and doing the interview. So thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye. See you later. And we've watched the circle of victory there by some of the biggest losers that Buckandera has ever seen. Could you comment on the captaincy by the Commodore and so forth?
Well, what can I say? It's pathetic. He's a total wimp. Like he came in there like I reckon he must have been running about quarter throttle. Like I don't know. Like his leadership is slipping badly these days. He's down to only 1.5 bottles of scotch per trip. And I don't really know what we can do about him. I'm thinking seriously of nominating Frank Griffith to be the new Commodore.
Well, I think that's probably a worthy position that Frank ought to aspire to.
Oh, well,
He hasn't got much competition after all, has he?
No, and he's got natural leadership ability,
Yes.
and he's a highly intelligent man.
Yes, yes. I hear that there's a bit of a movement within the club to nominate him for the next ascendancy to the prime spot.
We can't talk about that. There's something we just can't discuss over, publicly at this stage because it's very much like an American election, where we've got to sort of go to all the states and all the street corners and just see if we can rally support.
Yes, well, as I told you before, Brian, this conversation won't be recorded. I don't have any secret cameras or anything.
Oh, that's
And
right.
so we won't be showing this to anyone. Okay?
Well, thank you very much.
Righto. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, Alan, how'd this morning's fishing go? Was it good weather out there?
It's a bit wet, Pete. It rained for most of the time. We had a lot of problems at the ramp with Ronnie's boat.
Oh, yeah?
He actually, he's driving in on the ramp,
Yeah.
and when he was,
So you had to swim for him, did you?
well, we sort of went in a little bit because he drove it over the trailer onto the bank, and we had to drive his trailer right under the water to shove it back on again. But that apart, it's been a pleasant morning. It's nice and.
So what was your catch this morning?
I had two good hits.
Yeah.
One dropped off at the side of the boat, and another better fish. Lost about half the way in.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was very disappointing. Those were the only 2 strikes we had.
Yeah.
The highlight of the morning was, of course, the damp weather.
Yeah.
I can't even see you now, Peter, with my glasses.
Yeah.
Shocking morning.
All right.
Anyway, I must
Thanks,
get
Alan.
ready to go home now.
Righto, mate. Bye-bye.
Had another good week with the Mexicans.
Okay.
Good on you,
Bye.
mate.
Actually, Ian, will you give us the true story now about what happened this morning? And
Well, it was very similar to
you
what
said
said.
very wise sort of a decision to go out, was it, do you think?
Oh, look, mate, I reckon you made the best decision ever. For all the fish we got,
Yes, well,
saying it now.
well, Brian's sunk half a bottle of scotch over in the other cabin there while he's been watching out the window, and I couldn't get him away from the heater.
Funny about that. And I'm playing he normally does.
All right, bye-bye.
Actually,
A few words about the fishing over the week, and that's finally culminated in the great heroic bloody boat line of honour that circled out in the bay there.
It's been a magnificent week. The fishing's been hard.
Do you think anything might have put you off during the past few days that may have caused your catch to be down?
Yeah, it's been the rubbish put about by Mr. Layton, which has caused me a lot of distress.
It's a pretty sad sort of state of affairs, isn't it? Yeah.
It gets rid of all your confidence. You don't know what to do next.
Do you think he might be trying for the President's Commodores?
I think it's right on the cards. I mean, I promoted him to assistant to the assistant manager of the Mexican site,
Yeah.
and within 24 hours he was looking for the main job, the manager.
Your lures gone there early in the morning,
Oh,
you know?
There's
some-
a lot of my Tassie Devils have been hit with a hammer. They're all only floating out.
Well, I believe there were some witnesses to some scurrilous
I've
person.
heard a certain person has been responsible for that,
Yes, all right. Yeah.
and all the hooks are all been flattened out.
Oh, it's a bit of a shame, mate. I could see you taking...
Hence, I've had a big problem this week.
You could have taken out the competition.
There's no doubt about it.
Yes,
I'd
yes.
suggest you might, if that's really the case, you should perhaps see a solicitor.
I think I'm going to.
Yeah. All right, well, all I can say is...